standing next to Cass Technical High School in Detroit, known as Cass Tech.
A school that for close to 90 years continues to provide excellent education for Detroit youth. In the 1930s and 1940s, this jewel of high schools offered a musical education more advanced than any other high school in Detroit, or perhaps in the entire nation. In that era, the school was compared to New York's famed Juilliard School of Performing Arts, and its standards were equivalent to those of today's finest universities. What became one of the most prestigious Detroit high schools ever started in 1907 with the innovative hands-on program geared toward industrial training and producing the skilled workers needed by Detroit's factories. Cass Tech moved to its new home in 2005, just next to where the original stylish building once was. Cass Tech graduated a number of jazz greats over the years, long before Juilliard ever had a jazz program. Notable alumni include jazz trumpeter Donald Byrd, singer and actress Diana Ross, and jazz violinist Regina Carter. During the height of the big band and dance era in the 30s and 40s, Cass Tech had a dance band, a marching band, a concert band, and an orchestra. Cass Tech took first division in national competitions, beating out other bands that consisted of 150 to 200 pieces, while Cass's band had approximately 50 to 60 pieces. Detroit at the time had an abundance of extremely talented Polish-American musicians, and many of them graduated from Cass Tech. Three such musicians were Stanley Stash Wiśniak, Ted Gomulka, and Wally Gomulka. Stash was not only a virtuoso accordion player known for his unique bellows shake, but also a great entertainer with a lot of charm and bravado. Once he even played standing on his head. So it comes as no surprise that in the early 1950s, while doing a gig at the Tip Top Inn on Detroit's west side, Stash was discovered by a group of WXYZ television executives. This led to Stash having his own television show, Club Polka. Stash was the only Detroit Polish-American musician ever to have his own television show. Like many other Polish-American musicians, brothers Ted and Wally Gomulka began their careers playing for Polish weddings in Detroit's West Side neighborhoods. Later, these great musicians performed jazz in such clubs as Club Alicia, the Grandy Ballroom, the Greystone Ballroom, the Edgewater Park Ballroom, and Connie's Show Bar. At the same time, they played at the Polka Inn at McGraw Central in Detroit. At Cass Tech, Ted was part of the famed Cass Tech Trumpet Trio, along with John Baneke and Walter Grzesiak, which performed around Detroit and even cut a record at Cass Tech. Wally became a very famous, lifelong Detroit theater musician, while Ted distinguished himself in the polka field, composing and recording music on labels including the major national label, Decca. Cass Tech's Polish-American musicians were accomplished, versatile, and highly sophisticated. One night they could be found performing for a neighborhood Polish wedding, the next night on a cruise ship for the Great Lakes Cruises run by the D&C Navigation Company, and still the next night on the stage of one of Detroit's famous theaters or ballrooms, or even traveling with one of the nation's famous big bands. Perhaps echoes of their music can still be heard from where old Cass Tech's room 606 used to stand, or from the roof of the old high school, a favorite practice place of the music students.